Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's good to have you here. And again, for a webinar and a podcast with someone special. So today we have here with us Ivan Carrillo, who has been working with continuous improvement and operational excellence in major operations, I would say like Amazon in Italy and other great projects in Denmark. Also, he's a super influencer on LinkedIn on those topics with more than 100,000 followers on that platform, which is impressive. Thank you, Ivan. It's nice to have you here with us. If you can introduce yourself a little bit, it would be nice. Thank you again.
Hi, Fernando. Hi, all. Thanks for inviting me. As you said, I'm an engineer with more than 7 years of experience in operations management and continuous improvement. I spent the last 5 years working at Amazon in different roles. I worked as a site manager, then I moved to first mile as a outbound manager, and then I shifted to a continuous improvement role. Then I left to turn my side projects into a full-time effort. Actually, as you mentioned, I love creating content about continuous improvement. I'm sharing them on LinkedIn, Substack, and other platforms. And they are more or less all of them about continuous improvement. Well, I also love to support others in their own journeys.
That's amazing. Thank you, Ivan. And it's impressive the work you've been doing on LinkedIn, on Substack. It's amazing. I like to follow all of your posts. So thank you again. For today, we have two major topics to help people out there on continuous improvement and operational excellence. The first part of our conversation will be designed to cover ROI specifically, how to measure financial impact. And the second part, not unrelated, fully related, is how to turn this ROI perspective into career growth. So let's cover it together, starting with the block one: results, engagement, and lean ROI in the day-to-day of the operation. So from your experience, starting with a bold question here, why do isolated CI initiatives rarely generate ROI, the real ROI? And what changes when a company builds a structured culture of engagement? Please enlighten us, Ivan.
Well, most companies don't build a continuous improvement culture. They choose the easy way out by treating Kaizen as a one-off project. But actually, Kaizen is not an event. That's one of the reasons why I don't like to talk about Kaizen events. Usually, I refer to them as Kaizen workshops that are basically an opportunity, a framework to trigger new Kaizen initiatives. Actually, improvements compound only when we build Kaizen into our company's DNA. We can do it through strategy deployment, daily management systems, and leader standard work. In the worst situations I faced, the real problem was about lack of ownership at Gemba. So what happens is that the leaders at Gemba don't master the PDCA cycle. So they do planning, they execute, they get some kind of results, but actually there is always some misses into the check or the adjust phases. So what happens in these cases is that people who do the real work, the operators, don't actually drive the change, so it doesn't stick. So a structured culture of engagement can fix these kind of situations by making improvement a part of everyone's jobs. So what we want to see is operators identifying problems, testing solutions, and seeing their ideas implemented. Another mistakes I usually see is that leaders listen and then they don't follow up on the ideas. They don't implement that, and the result is that they lose people trust.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Sometimes we call it the feedback loop. So you send something, you need the feedback loop, as you just said. Very good, Ivan. Thanks a lot for sharing it. And you started with culture and culture of engagement, culture of excellence, etc. Then you mentioned something about the operators. Why the operators are the key? Why they are so critical for improving productivity, reducing losses, and increasing the ROI when we talk about continuous improvement and operational excellence? Why is that, please?
Well, Kaizen is about people engagement. As you said, operators see problems before managers do. I'm used to have a people-first approach. So I truly believe that when we care about our people, they will care about making our processes more and more brilliant. When people are involved, usually three things happens that have a direct impact on ROI. So problem identification is faster. When we have engaged people, they start having like a more proactive approach, and it leads to a clear results. Like they spot defects, bottlenecks faster, almost in real time. Solutions are more practical. So people running our operations usually have a clear overview. They spend more time on the floor, So managers who take their decisions from a meeting room, usually they overcomplicate things, and it has a direct impact on profit, and usually they drain also their own people, And regarding the implementation, usually they happen faster, because when we give ownership to the operators involved in our operations, but we give them ownership also on the change management process. So when they own their own results, actually there is no resistance or at least less resistance to change.
That's a very good point, Ivan. Thanks a lot. So you mentioned in the beginning culture of engagement, culture of continuous improvement. Then you mentioned how to bring people, how to bring the operators. And now you said probably the ideas would be implemented faster, easier, because they feel it, they know it, they test it. After that, how to turn shop floor insights and implemented ideas into measurable results. What do you recommend for professionals?
Yeah, actually, at least two non-negotiables come to my mind. One is being fully present at the Gemba. I've seen a lot of times leaders just walking the floor, but not with the right attitude. Managers must go see the actual work, but they should also have the right attitude. Japanese people, for example, talk about Shoshin, that is the beginner's mindset, and this kind of mindset helps a lot when we are at the Gemba. So actually, we are there for learning more about the status quo. We cannot pretend to already know what is the situation there, what are the solutions to implement. So actually, it's about listen to our operators, truly listening. So as I said, we cannot pretend to already know about it. It makes no sense to go to the Gemba and not having, a beginner's mindset. Another non-negotiable for me is building follow-through systems. I saw a lot of practitioners fail on this. So what happens sometimes is that great Kaizen ideas disappear into a black hole. Like in the best case scenario, managers identify the problem, they implement solutions, but then they move on to the next project. Or in some other scenario, worst case scenario, we get our best ideas lost into email threads, bureaucracy. Usually is you mentioned the feedback loop. And sometimes we just lose the momentum. So what we need is a clear escalation path for problem. We need a maximum response time on barriers. So it's about creating the right systems for having a scalable impact.
That's very good. I was about to say system, and you said it. So that's it. It's culture and system. I loved it. Thank you, Ivan. So, and when we have companies or teams without a mature CI routine yet, what is the first essential process they should implement to guarantee a continuous flow of improvement with financial impacts, ROI, in your opinion?
Well, actually, I suggest to start always in a simple way. So start simple and visual. So our first initiatives can be to create a physical idea board, a simple one. Like with 5 sections. A first one for showing what are the submitted ideas. So a column with simple cards anyone can fill out with information about what is the problem, what is the implementation idea, the date, and no approval needed for putting a simple card like that on into that column. Then I would suggest to have like another column into the board for ideas under review. So ideas should move ideally there within 48 hours, and someone maybe responsible for continuous improvement ideas should review for feasibility, for the potential impact, resources needed, complexity, this kind of information, and then we should have one column for ideas in progress and another one for implemented ideas. Another suggestion I have is to add a 5th column about lesson learned, because sometimes what happens is that we have changes that don't stick. In that case, it's better to analyze what happened, giving more visibility about ideas that didn't work, why they didn't work, what we learned about the idea itself, the implementation, and what kind of alternative approaches we explored. Usually this kind of initiatives works because the idea board is visible, so people can easily see what is moving and what is stuck. And another tool that I used that helped me a lot is the prioritization matrix. I'm used to leverage it during a Kaizen workshop. Actually, it is a simple tool, just for quadrant to understand what initiatives should be prioritized, and what should be, let's say, killed. This matrix actually helps because it can prioritize by impact and complexity of the implementation. So I would, when a company start from scratch, I would suggest to use simple tools like this one.
That's very great. That's very super great, and it's like a funnel. So those ideas are flowing through the system, through the culture, through the funnel. Thank you very much, Ivan. So you said again about impact. So why is it essential for operational excellence and continuous improvement professionals to quantify this engagement-driven ROI, the ideas implemented? And how can this data, this info, how can this help secure sponsorship, resource, and stronger strategic influence for those professionals?
One reason why we should quantify ROI is simple. Executives are used to allocate resources based on proven returns. It's not about good intentions. For example, there is a famous quote by Jeff Bezos saying that good intentions don't work, mechanisms do. So we need to build the right culture, as I said. We need to build brilliant systems, and all of these also require to develop a business acumen. So basically, team members should understand that each action they drive, each decision they procrastinate, all of this have a financial impact. So my suggestion is to build the right skills to connect the dots between the initiatives we run and the financial impact. For example, in my experience at Amazon, I've built a simple framework. I use it there. I was used like to build pre and post implementation scenarios. So for each submitted idea we implemented, my team and I documented the baseline metric. I mean, all the metrics related to the pre-implementation scenario. Most of the time we were looking, for example, to the cycle time in the pre-implementation, then post-implementation, and sometimes it also helped to compare the situation with the scenarios where the teams were not engaged. So we ran the same calculation for buildings or areas where the Kaizen systems were not implemented. As I said, executives allocate resources based on proven returns. So in my experience in Amazon, I also learned how to present all the stuff I said before in the leadership language. It's never a good idea to just say, people seem happier. It's more about numbers. So when we quantify the impact of our initiatives, we stop being like only a tactical support. We start being like more strategical, like strategic enablers.
That's great, Ivan. That's great. Thank you very much. So people are following us here. We are having this discussion. Probably someone is sending message on the chat, and we talked about how the team could have better results, the company, etc. And now we're going to change a bit the topic, not change, but going further and talking about career and personal growth. Because if you run the ROI correctly, if you run the proven results, you can get promoted or something like this. So we're going to start the block 2 of our conversation. Again, career and personal growth. So I'm going to use you as an example. So looking at your journey, which skills helped you to grow, or which skills are essential for an OpEx professional who wants to be seen strategically? You just said strategically a few minutes ago.
Yeah, basically in my experience, 2 competencies is above all others make a difference. I developed a business acumen. For example, during my career, I decided to intentionally moving from different segment of the business, and actually it created for me like an advantage, because I moved from last mile to first mile, and it helped me to understand more about the whole business. So sometimes playing like conservative and stuck into the same role does not add value to yourself or the company. In my career, moving to the first mile gave me the possibility to bring more value to the new team. Basically, I was their internal customer before, so I knew the needs, and so this kind of rule changes sometimes help to sharpen the business acumen. And in my, maybe it can be a bit curious, but in my career it made the difference also. Develop my writing skills. So for example, writing daily about continuous improvement on LinkedIn helped me to improve my writing communication skills, also in my corporate career. Usually writing is about creating more clarity for us, and it's also about storytelling with data. So you can start lead with influence, even when people are from other departments. So writing helps a lot. Is a change maker,
Very good tips. Very good tips. I was taking notes here as well on business acumen and writing. So thank you very much, Ivan. And you worked for a big corporation, a very large one. And what you can say that those large corporations and organizations, what do they value in CI professionals, and what performance patterns differentiate those who advance, those who go further?
Actually, let me restart. So actually, global organization look for leaders who can get scalable impact. At the beginning of my career at Amazon, I was a site manager within last mile MX logistics, and I was super focused on running local operations. So because I was the owner of the operations there, and my sites had great KPIs for several quarters, so I was happy about it. But at a certain point of my career, I recognized that it's not only about running operational excellence locally, one thing that company values actually is your ability to scale up best practices, scale up initiatives. Japanese people talk about yokoten, that is like horizontal deployment, best practice sharing. So at the beginning of my career, I was focused on my own operations. At a certain point, I shifted my mindset. I started caring more and more about sharing the best practices with my colleagues. So it was not about like internal competition. It was about being all of us better in running more brilliant operations.
That's a very good point. So it's about collaboration and being together and growing together. So very good, very good. And you said something again about impact. It was very good, delivering impact and results and KPIs. So what is the difference between someone who simply implements improvements, which is okay, perfect, from someone who mobilizes teams, influences decisions, and gains internal visibility?
So, well, about this, I also have a personal experience at Amazon. At the beginning of my career, and also when I shifted for the first time into a continuous improvement role, I was super focused on execution. On running, for example, the Kaizen workshop, or facilitating problem solving. Sessions, and actually it was leading to results. But for making all the difference, I think that Kaizen leaders should be able to like step back and look if their systems can work without involving them. Especially in the last part of my experience in Amazon, I started caring more and more about coaching others running the systems I implemented. So and also I cared about developing problem solving capability in other leaders. I truly believe that a leader can be defined as a leader only if they can develop new leaders. So and also is about the difference is about creating daily management system. So it's not like a one-man show. It's about creating the systems and making them running without you. What happens is that it happens also, with in the startup environment. We love so much the execution that is sometimes it's difficult to step back and not get us involved. It is the same in Kaizen.
Very good. That's a good tip for everyone. Thank you again. We mentioned ROI a lot in our conversation, and now we're gonna talk about career ROI. How do you invest in yourself? So, which personal and professional investments can accelerate recognition and expand in OpEx and CI professionals' impact? What is the path, the recommendation for this career ROI in your perspective, Ivan?
Well, regarding this, the mistake most people make is to invest, randomly. They go for like a single course, a certification, but there is not, an intentional development plan most of the time. I also took Kaizen coaching certification, and I truly believe it is nice to get those kind of certification. But what I suggest is to treat own career like a Kaizen project. We should define the current state. Then we should envision the future state and close gaps systematically. So actually, what I like about Kaizen is that it can be implemented in our own life too. It's not only about workplaces. So regarding the investments, I suggest to expand impact. I think we talked about it a bit before. So improving development skill is a good move. In my case, building a public body of work helped a lot. So as I mentioned, I write about continuous improvement every single day with newsletters, LinkedIn posts, and I also built different frameworks. And actually, it helped me to demonstrate my expertise to a broader audience than only my employer. So as I said, I suggest to learn to write, clearly in the right way, because if we cannot communicate, our idea are worthless. What I see and what I try to challenge every day is that most Kaizen leaders keep their knowledge locked inside one company, or even worse, in their minds. So what happens is that the leaders that are used to share their knowledge can create exponential career option. They can expand their impact and then get also better roles. And another investment I suggest is to create like systems and reusable frameworks. When we work on something new, like a new project, I suggest to document the methodology used, even when it is not successful. As I mentioned before, it is important to document also the lesson learned. So documentation for me is like the foundation. Is some kind of proof that I could design scalable solutions.
That's great. Super, Ivan. Well, we are coming to our end. It's been a great conversation. Last comment, statement. I think we covered a lot of skills, a lot of certificates, competencies, etc. Last comment from your side. What truly sets apart CI professionals who consistently improve results, especially engagement-driven ROI, and become indispensable within their organizations? Your last comment on that, please.
Kaizen leaders that make a difference are the ones doing work most people avoid. So a few elements that separates them from the others are I think I talked about it a bit before. They quantify everything, so they are able to highlight what are the difference between the post-implementation scenario and the pre-implementation scenario. So they document time savings, quality improvements, safety reductions, and the impact that their initiatives have on their people and the process. Another element is about building self-sustaining systems. So as I said before, it's not like a one-man show. It's about building systems that can be run by new leaders as well. It's not only about running improvement projects. It's about setting a complete system. And also, what makes a difference is to develop problem-solving capability in the facility. So it's nice to have great problem-solving skills, but we should be able also to coach our people to develop their own problem-solving skills. And the last factor that I want to mention about the best Kaizen leaders is that they think long term. They are able to celebrate quick wins, but they also design sustainability into every change.
That's very good. That's another good point. Thinking long term, acting short term, celebrating short term. So it's a good balance. Ivan, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. I hope your audience, our audience at Aevo Innovate, they can have a good time, or they had a good time. And thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao.